Hello, Steve Mullins here with the Health and Safety Channel. Now, so far on this channel, I've talked about things related to mold and what causes it, renters' rights, how to deal with landlords and other things, but also how to protect yourself to some extent with some technology, such as air purifiers or UV light technology. Now, I ran into something a few weeks ago, or should I say it ran into me, and I was just totally astounded about what it can do. A device, a technology, if you will. Now, this was developed in conjunction with NASA back in the early 90s. And when it was finished being developed, they put it on the space shuttle. At that point, typically in any government development program, whatever technology they're referring to, we might have access to it 10 or more years later down the road. And that's sort of what happened here. Now, this is something called active pure technology. And what differentiates between that and the other, we'll call it disinfection systems, if you will, and I'll say air purifiers more specifically, because let's say you take a basic air purifier, then there's many out there. Some have ozone, a lot of them have HEPA filters, things like that, and they're designed to pull air into it and screen out in the HEPA filters, for example, mold, bacteria, other particulates. And the ozone may do some things as well, but it's all designed to bring it to the machine, and it does it in that immediate area, whether it be 20 feet, 40 feet, whatever the case may be. Now, with this active pure technology device, or devices, if you will, they are proactive, where they'll actually go out, if you will, from that machine to all areas of your house where an air path is available. Now, I say air path, meaning wherever their air can get, they're going to go there. And what this is, if you will, it produces special gases. And per the law of gases, in a sense, similar to when you cook popcorn, you might smell it in your house and other parts of it within a very short time. So it's using the law of gases because that's what it does. And these gases go out and they will start disinfecting back, say, in the air within 60 seconds and on surfaces within minutes. Now, what they disinfect is quite simply just about everything. Let me read to you, make sure I say it right. But things like mold is one of them, bacteria being the other. Now, when I say mold, I meant fungi in this context. It will eliminate the mold spores, which I thought was incredible as well. It will eliminate VOCs, which is volatile organic compounds, which I haven't really talked about on this channel. But you may or may not know these come with a lot of times new building materials installed into either new homes or into existing homes when they're doing renovations, what have you. Now, I've had experience with that because I've gotten headaches from VOCs from new materials, and they could be even more detrimental to you depending on who you are and which VOCs these might be. So that actually takes care of that, knocks it out. And viruses, COVID-19, for example, SARS, it knocks all that out. And but by being proactive, by going out to every room of your house where there's an air path, and now that's up to 3,500 square feet to be specific. Now, this was just so fantastic. I had to share it with folks, and I have actually now partnered with them so that people can, whether it be through my website or through the channel, you can reach it and obtain that for yourself. To me, this is no brainer. It's something that you need to do with the various things that we have going on in the States and anywhere around the world. And you can take it with you. They're portable. And I have a picture on here somewhere that I'm showing to you. And if you click, there's a link in the description going to that site, which has my name on it, but it's something called Volara. And has that device, but a few other areas of things too, which you may find interesting. But we're talking about the air purifying system, in this case, of active pure technology. Now, let me read one or two things to you to make sure I say it correctly and read it correctly. Now, I asked a question to the product rep, in this case, Craig Stevens, whose phone number is in the description, and you can call him after visiting the site. And if you have any questions, he can answer that for you, because he's a product rep. He's been doing it for 22 years. I'm just now becoming familiar with it. Now, one thing that's interesting, I asked the question, do I need to place this active pure machine near the air intake or air return of the HVAC? He said you can. You don't necessarily have to. because what it does, you can set it because a lot of houses may not have central air, right? They might have individual airs or what have you, or none at all in some rare cases. But it will go out through the air in every room of your home to do that. Now, it will should I say, disperse this a lot quicker, possibly, with the advent of using the HVAC, sending it next to the air return, since that does affect most of all your rooms. Now, when I asked him that question, these are some of the things he told me about it. They have a fan in it so it can transmit the active pure technology at 1,200 feet per second, which I find that hard to grasp, and even for me, 1,200 feet per second, very quickly. You probably don't have 1,200 feet from one end of your house to the other, realistically. So it goes very quickly. And it talks about, and the ions that are pulsing positive and negative, that's part of what it does. And RRF, if you will, so walls do not stop the particulate reduction unless it's made of metal. And is it really this fast, 1,200 feet per second? Yes, really, even though I still have trouble wrapping my mind around that. Now, as far as, say, things like COVID-19 or other bacteria, other biological invaders, disinfects all biologics from the air up to 99.9999%. That's 4 nines after the decimal. That's a lot. Not quite 100%, but just about. In 60 seconds. And I think I mentioned the timeline a moment ago. And 99.98% on surfaces in minutes. So this includes everything I just told you. And odors, whether it be from VOCs or things, they're knocked out as well. So this stuff is just fantastic. Now, there's a PDF here, if I did it right, that you can download the specs on the device here in the description. The link to the site where my name is on it with Valara that I've partnered with is in the comments, or not comments, description as well. And of course, Craig Stevens' phone number, who happens to be on EST, Eastern Standard Time, but you can call him. Just take that into account when you call him if you have any questions. Now, I would recommend you check it out at least, and it'll be doing something fantastic to help protect your home and your family. And even with windows open, by the way, it will sort of make a barrier there to where it will disinfect everything up to the windows, if you will, or doors that may be open for the most part. Now, it's not going to be exactly like a spaceship, if you will, where it's going to be airtight, but it will create a barrier as it does its work. So you can leave the windows and stuff open to whatever you feel like, but obviously when you close them, it'll be more effective in that regard. Anyway, thanks for listening and tuning in. Hope you enjoy that.